How many of you have used one of these? A Louisville Slugger. I'm willing to say that most of us in our childhood have picked up one of these. It's a brand that's ingrained in all of us at a young age. But how many know the history of where the name of these bats come from? Hey everybody, this is Colonel Carson with Family Tree Nuts, and I'm in Cave Hill Cemetery in Louisville, Kentucky. And I'm at the grave of somebody quite famous that many of you probably have never heard of. Louis Rogers Pete Browning, the Louisville Slugger. And by the way, if you like these videos, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's free. And click that little bell so you get notifications as to when we post new videos. Pete Browning was born in 1861 in Louisville, Kentucky. His father was a grocer and was killed by a tornado when Pete was only 13 years old. Pete continued living with his mother all his life in the house that he grew up in. He played professional baseball from 1882 into 1894. And he played for several professional leagues and teams such as the Louisville Eclipse, the Louisville Colonels, the Cleveland Infants, the Pittsburgh Alleghenies, which became the Pirates, the Cincinnati Red Stockings, which became the Reds, the St. Louis Browns, which became the Cardinals, and the Brooklyn Bridegrooms. You heard that right, Bridegrooms. They changed their name to the Dodgers. Pete was known for his hitting skills, and he never batted under 300. His lifetime average was .341, which ranks 5th in history for a right-handed batter. He's the only one in the top 10 besides Shoeless Joe Jackson not in the Hall of Fame. His claim to fame is that he was the first person to have bats made specifically for him. In 1884, a 17-year-old boy named Bud Hellrich skipped out of work to take in a baseball game. He saw Pete Browning, known as the Louisville Slugger, break his bat, and Pete was in a slump. He offered to make him a new bat at his dad's woodworking shop. The next day, Pete used the new bat, and he broke his slump and got 3 hits. And from then on, everyone wanted one of those bats, and the Louisville Slugger brand was born. Pete suffered from a medical condition that left him deaf, and he had headaches clear back to when he was a boy. He started heavily drinking to deal with the pain, even when he was just a kid. As a baseball player, he was suspended several times for drunkenness on the field, but it never affected his hitting skills. Pete often joked, "I can't hit the ball until I hit the bottle." Pete was full of quirks, and he gave his bats biblical names. He retired them. He stared at the sun to make his eyes stronger. And he stuck his head out the window of the train so cinders would cleanse his eyes, as he said. After retirement, he became a cigar salesman, and he owned a bar, of course. His health failed so bad, and he was committed in 1905 to an insane asylum. His sister had him released 2 weeks later, but he was hospitalized a month after that. Pete died at the young age of 44 from various illnesses, including cancer, cirrhosis of the liver, and alcohol-related brain damage. He died too young. So, here we are at the grave of Pete Browning, a name that many people don't know, but many people have used the bats that he made legendary. Here at Family Tree Nuts, we are proud to help keep his story alive. And remember, Family Tree Nuts, let our nuts find the nuts in your family tree.